Guys, it's Sehun. He's a bunny. I get it? Honey, bunny. Ah! Sehun's a cat now. Yeah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and so these flowers are for you because you're so darn beautiful, and I love you guys so much, and I'll probably love you guys until the last flower dies. Hey guys, it's Hilary. Welcome back to my channel. So as seen in the title of this video, we'll be doing some spring room decor, you know, just to greet the season of spring, to express our love for K-pop and what's not. And so yeah, that'd be pretty cool to share with you guys my inspirations, my ideas, and all that stuff, so you guys could try it out on your own if you like them. And so yeah, let's just get straight into the video. DIY we have here is the multifunctional K-pop cube. So you're gonna need a floral cube, which you can buy at the dollar store or any floral shop, popsicle sticks, scissors, cardstock, floral printing if you'd like, and also some hot glue. So what I'm doing here is basically tracing the side of the square onto my cardstock, and then after I'm cutting just a little bit to trim, because I'm actually doing a perimeter around the cubes, which you guys will see me doing after. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my hot glue to glue down cardstock. Alright, and then now I'm using my popsicle sticks to make a sort of border around both sides of the cube. So I did the same pattern and just basically the same simple step. You guys can definitely go ahead and, you know, personalize this any way you'd like. I was going to paint it, but then I ran out of paint, the one that I really wanted to use. And then on the other sides of the cube, I did like this sort of striped printing on it. And then I'm also going to use my popsicle sticks to glue one side to the other to make like this sort of, what do you call it? Thing that comes out, so it's kind of like a mini sort of layout where you can put in your pencils right there so it stays. Can see here, I'm basically just hot gluing like the popsicle sticks to make a more sort of sturdier place where you can, you know, put in your pencil so that it stays in like that sort of specific side of the cube. This side right here, I'm basically just doing nothing much. All I'm doing is just gluing this picture of Minhyuk on the side, or is it Kihyun? I'm not so sure which one I did, but then after I'm using like the clothespin on the side where I can like open it, close it, so I can put in like sticky notes or any like sort of notes that I put on the side, and so that they're just like right there. And I did glue the pictures of Minhyuk on the side where the pencil was, and then the other picture of Kihyun on the side where you put the pencils in. And then on the back of the cube is basically just a functional sort of frame where I can put my pictures in, out, and switch them out anytime. And then on the front I also have this thumbtack on the top where I can probably hang, I don't know, example like bracelets or anything of some sort. And that's basically where I have my photo card of Sehun, and I can just change that out so it is again multifunctional, as the same as this Bangtan one on the back. And then here is basically where I can put my pencils in. Voila! Okay, and as for the top of the cube, I basically just put in some fake floral arrangements, so you know, just play around with it. You guys can definitely, you know, change up the flowers if you like, and yeah. What we have here is the 3 pots which I have the pictures of MONSTA, J-Hope, and Sehun. So what you're going to need is some 3 mini pots which I purchased at the dollar store in the 3-pack. I also have these pinches of flower crowns, but of course you guys can go ahead and edit them into the pictures. And I have the picture of J-Hope, Sehun, and MONSTA. And I also have these cardstocks which were very, you know, bright and colorful, so that'll be really nice pop to it. And I also have this double-sided tape, and I was struggling, to be honest, very terribly with it. And I also have popsicle sticks. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just going to tape down and basically just make a border around the pictures, because I feel like that makes the picture pop out. And this picture was definitely way bigger than the pot, so I really suggest, you know, making it down, so like changing the size so that it fits in the pot perfectly, but that's my preference. And as you can see, like, these pictures didn't come out too well because I ran out of red and blue ink, unfortunately. So I just had to make the best with what I had. Sorry guys. And yeah, so I did that for J-Hope as well. After I'm done here, I'm basically using my double-sided tape to tape down the popsicles, so kind of to like make this like fan thing where you can hold them up into the pot. If you guys ever seen like people who plant, or if you guys plant on your own, they have like these like tags that come out to show like what is this pot, what is this pot, etc. And it was just an inspiration I got from like my backyard. Okay, so here I'm basically just cutting up some flowers and trimming them down a little bit so that they fit into the pot perfectly, or almost perfectly, of course. And then I have like these random selections of flowers, which I also purchased at the dollar store for a really decent price. I mean, it is a dollar store, but they did have really beautiful flowers for the springtime. Okay, so then after I'm done, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug the things in. Tacks and some paper clips or clothespins, if whatever is your preference. And I also had these photo cards that came with my BTS albums, so I decided to hang these up. But again, you guys can, you know, choose whichever photos you'd like. And I also have some flower arrangements, which I'll be, you know, adding to it to make it a little more springtime. And I also have these very strangled selection of twine. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically just using my thumbtacks to tack down, as seen on the diagram to the right. I'm just basically doing the top 2 and then the two bottom, and then after I'm going to do it onto the sides of the hexagon, or the logo of the Exodus logo of EXO. Again, you guys can definitely do any logo you like, but I just decided to use this one with BTS photos. Hey, no one can stop me, right? Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to run the twine around the thumbtacks so that it makes a border of a hexagon. And then after, I'm using my lovely twine to make a less than sign and a greater than sign in the middle of the hexagon so that it makes a sort of diamond in the middle of the logo. And then afterwards, you guys can see like there's a lot of excess twine, which I'll be cutting out afterwards in the cut shortly after this. So yep, I'm using my handy dandy scissors to cut it out. It's not necessarily the most perfect, and it might be a little bit lopsided, but you guys can possibly see what I'm doing with it. So I have this old flower crown headband thing, which I haven't been wearing, so I decided to put it on the bottom of the logo. And then in the middle, I decided to use some flowers to put it in the middle of the logo, just to, you know, make it a little bit more floral. Like we used to do. By here, you're going to need a hot glue gun, twine, some floral, and clothespins, a frame, and some pictures. So these flowers just came with the rest of the bouquet that I used for the previous DIYs. And what I'm doing here is I'm using my hot glue gun to glue down the flowers onto the corner of the frame. So this frame basically came from a recent DIY that haven't been working on, so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna reuse it. And so what I'm doing here is I'm hot gluing the twine so across from one side of the frame to the other on the back, and I'm using a popsicle stick to hold them down on the side. And then what I'm doing here is I'm using my clothespins to pin my photos up. So this is functional. Again, you can definitely change this up anytime, use any photos you'd like. Okay, so this last DIY here, I basically have like these full floral bouquets and all that stuff, and I have these letters, paper mache letters, which are purchased at my craft store for about $2. And you're also going to need some foam blocks. This is option 1, and option 2 is using a hot glue gun. I did end up using the second method, hot glue, and you're also going to need something sharp to cut off the surface of the letters. So speaking about like the cubes, some people do prefer, you know, cutting them up proportionally and then putting them in the inside of the letters and then just, you know, playing around with arrangements that way. But I decided that I wanted to make this more permanent, so I decided to use a hot glue gun instead, and then I just hot glued it onto the sides of the inside of the letters. I really suggest you guys to be very careful with what what thing you're using to cut off the top of your shape. We don't love anymore. I was out of it before. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. I ended up using 2 different methods with the same one, and I used a hot glue gun to, you know, work around with my arrangement. So after I'm, you know, somewhat proud with my arrangement, I decided to hot glue it onto the sides of the inside of the letter. And you guys can see me do that too. I did ended up using this process for mainly most of all of my letters, the K, P, O, and P. And for the letter O, you guys can see I kind of was playing around with cubes. That didn't come out too well, but I decided to put it onto the sides of the O so that it'll, you know, pop up more so it shows more volume. And then I did this for the letter K as well. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed and, you know, sparked some inspiration for your next K-pop DIY. And so yeah, make sure to check out the most previous video, which will be showing up on the left, and my channel on the right. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you the next time. Till next time. Yeah. Alright, till next time. Bye, guys.